Hi, it's 975 and welcome to Elite Dangerous on the Legacy version on Xbox. I thought I'd bring you more of the messing around I had on Tuesday night the other week. So this was before our RTV turned up to stop our wicked ways. Us messing around, fighting each other and having a bit of fun. Yeah, we were like killing quite a few RTV members in system and other people in system, but we also attacked each other on, had some fun PvP fights. Fear of dying in Elite Dangerous is something that should easily be conquered, because the penalty for dying in Elite Dangerous is so minute. You lose data you've got scanned, okay, so don't die after long exploration trips. You lose bounties that you have collected, okay, so be careful when you've got billions of bounties on board. But ultimately, like the penalty, if you're not carrying any data or any bounties, is usually just 5% of your rebuy. I mean, you may fail some missions. Some missions don't even fail when you die. Once you've got a completed mission, it's pretty safe. So it's only really the rebuy that's the worry, and the rebuy is 5% of the value of your ship, which is nothing really in terms of, compared to how quickly you can earn credits in Elite Dangerous these days. The penalty for dying is incredibly small. There is no limit on the number of deaths. Trust me, I've died a lot. We're not playing hardcore mode here. If you're playing the Iron Man mode, then maybe, worry about dying. But if you're playing the normal game like most of us, it's not even a worry. And if you don't know what the Iron Man mode is, it's they play their one life, and if they die, that's it. They restart. Those people, crazy. But generally, it's not a worry. You've got the freedom to have fun, do PvP fights, do crazy stuff, and just enjoy yourself. I was actually worried in this fight because he had missiles on board, so I was like desperately trying to evade missile lock on me, and keep my heat sinks going, just to sort of stay cool and stay non-locked on, because those missiles splash damage on small ships. It can take out a lot of a lot of your weapons in one hit and that sort of thing. The other thing about this ship that's surprising is this ship is durable as hell and very good at ramming. Not because its shields are strong, but just because it's got a ridiculous amount of hull. AD used to love the Viper 4, and I can see why. It's got great jump range. It's got the most armor you can get on a small ship. It's not the fastest, but it's a tough thing. And you can actually multi-purpose it and use it as a cargo runner. It's a crazily versatile little ship. But anyway, it's a fun build, and I had some fun fights in it on the evening. Now, I did have that fight, and then I have a fight with Gowron's Mark III. I've got to say, Gowron was the stage where he doesn't tend to avoid the rams too much, which is not healthy when you're up against the likes of me and Al. So he went up against Al's Mamba in his Viper 3, and then he went up against my Viper 4. And I gotta say, the fight with Al's was predictable, because it was the Ramba, and or the Volvo 740 as Al has called his very aptly. His is actually heavier than my ship, and because he's gone for the full-sized fixed plasmac and then frags and everything else. His is heavier than mine, just slightly. He's got one extra shield booster, so he's got, I think it works out as a couple of hundred more shield strength. But my god, when his rams things, it's you stay rammed when he hits you. Trying to hit a Viper 3 is quite difficult, but if you can line up the ram and you actually catch him, it's over. But so after Al did that, I had a 1v1 with Gowron, and you've got to, the one thing about the joy about flying small ships is you can just have fun and just dick around, and you don't have to worry about the rebuy. That's why I recommend small ships to new players. But new players in this game always want to just grind cash and get to the big ships really quickly, but that's not the best way. The best way is to enjoy the small ships, have a bit of fun in Cobras and Vipers. I'll be honest, it is amazing how viable small ships are. A group of small ships can easily overpower some much more powerful ships. How I've defeated FDLs in my Viper 4 before now, underestimating how much damage I will do on the ram. Obviously the top end PvPers aren't going to be bothered to buy a small ship 1v1, but you get 2 or 3 small Vipers on even an experienced FDL commander, and they can be a real pain in the butt. You know, they're just so fast, nipping in and out of your range, just doing a niggly bit of damage and running away. There's nothing worse than being stuck between 2 eagles, Imperial Eagles, that are just chipping away at you. Indril and you know, and that have used that sort of tactic in the past on me when I'm in a medium slower ship. I remember there's a video on my channel of me trying to fight Cake Palm years ago, where him and another TOC Cobra are basically doing the strategy of when I'm chasing one, the other one's right behind me. When I turn, it just flips the other way. Whichever one I'm chasing is running, and whichever one's behind me is shooting me in the butt the whole time. And it's just, it will wear you down eventually, even though you're in a bigger, more powerful ship. You know, 2 smalls, you know, that are faster than you will easily beat you in the end. But I am a lover of small ships, and they are very viable, what with mine builds and silly things that you can do to level the playing field against the big ship, and they're really good fun to fly about in. So we're going to take a pause to take a quick look at what you guys sponsor. With your guys' views, you help out Big Red Rooster Cockerel Rescue, helping out cocks of all sizes, all shapes, and for the love of the cock, keep watching so we can raise money for this lovely little animal rescue and save birds like my little co-pilot. Having anyone who's played this game long enough and enjoys the small ships, it helps remove that fear of dying in Elite Dangerous, because, you know, when you're in the small ship taking on a much bigger ship, you're having a laugh, you're not really worried about dying. The rebuy is so little, it doesn't really matter. And part of the fun is the amount of times you win when you shouldn't win. I mean, like I say, I've beaten FDLs in this thing. I've beaten FDLs in my Diamondback Scout. I've taken on like all sorts, all comers in my Cobra Mark III. I've beat frag crates and stuff in my Cobra Mark III in the past. Disabled and taken out Fazes, and even though the Faz 1v1 had to call in someone to help him out and save him, the last one I fought. But I have, you know, done the same trick with other Fazes. It's amazing what, you know, an aggressive attitude, the right weapon setup, and a small ship can do. I've seen 2 Cobras take out an Anaconda, no problem at all. You know, Garon, who I'm fighting here, is a member of TOC. They love their small ships. They run a lot of small ships, and they run them really effectively, whether they're using mines or not using mines. They're an absolute pain in the butt to fight, and they're very, very tricksy. Small ships are just fun. And they say that anyone who has a fear of letting their ship die in Elite Dangerous, inherently they have a disadvantage when it comes to fighting, because, you know, I used to love watching Malatis fights, because Malatis is one of those guys that the fight doesn't even get interesting to Malati until he's got about 30% hull left and no shields. You know, I've seen him start a fight against a fully fit ship on 27% hull and not back down and win the fight. It's like, you know, if you have no fear of dying in the game, then you can keep trying until the last possible moment, and that increases your chances of actually winning. You know, if you're scared of dying, you've got less chance of winning than if you don't care at all. You know, just do everything that you can until you blow up. But yeah, we had a good laugh just down in Desia, having fun fighting each other and killing anyone that came into the system that was a legitimate target for us. In this case, we included ROTV members, but basically for me and the other Dark Marauders, we were killing imps and ROTV members. Garon, being a TOC member, was killing anyone that he saw, and the other guys in party, they seem to be a little softer than even the Dark Marauders were being. But yeah, we wanted to prod the bear and have a bit of fun, kill some ROTV members, get our wanted level up, see what response we got, and it definitely worked, and it was a good fun night. But yeah, if the irony is we actually killed each other more than we died to the police response, which is always going to happen. You leave me and Garo on a system long enough, we'll have a few fights, and yeah, generally I will win if it turns into a round battle, and Garo will win if it turns into you know, if he avoids the ram, or you know, if it comes to piloting skill, Gowron's going to win. That's what I'm saying. But yeah, straight after my fight with Gowron, I ended up having a ram battle with Bold Soldier, who wanted to test my hull. And we did. If you don't know what a ram battle is, you just basically slam into each other over and over again until one of you survives and the other one dies. Generally, these are non-shooting affairs, so no guns, just purely just slam into each other and over again until somebody carks it. And often they pan out with quite often they pan out with draws, because, you know, if you've got 1% but the other person's got a little bit more than that, that last round's probably going to kill both of you. It's the way it goes. But anyone ramming my Viper Mark IV probably gets a close-up of the character in my ship, shaking his head, looking at them. It's like, what are you doing? Why are you ramming a Viper Mark IV? I mean, this thing is just pure armor with a small bow-weave shield. And yeah, Gowron got rammed to death and then straight into a ram battle against somebody else. But ramming this ship is generally a really bad idea, you know. And I have a lot of fun ramming people in this ship. So I'm actually going to leave you now with the ram battle playing out. I'll let you see the result at the end, and I'll say that's all. Thank you very much for watching. Enjoy this ram battle between my Viper 4 and a Diamondback Explorer.